Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Artist and the Thinker podcast. My name is Elle Sweets, the artist.
And I'm Terrence B. the Thinker here.
And today we are going to be talking about a topic that is very, very emotional, especially knowing that justice isn't being served. So I'm going to say a name that I'm going to continue to say. And I don't care how old he is and who he is, but this name needs to be said left, right, and up and down. And that name is Jesse Mack Butler. A lot of you may have seen the name Jesse Butler surfacing, but I want to say the whole entire name. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, how the story goes, it's not a story, it's actually happened. So this is it. He, 17 at the time, decides to, and sorry, because it's going to get a little graphic. He essays two females from his school. Not only does he just essay them, he sodomizes them and he strangles them. He strangled one girl to a point that he messed up her vocal cords that she had to have surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes in front of the judge. Well, you would think that for doing such a horrendous crime that he was going to do some time. No, some kind of law they have in Oklahoma basically made it where he could just go as an underage minor, do some community service, and by the time he's 19, it's expunged off of his record. Now, I understand people say that, people live and learn and forgiveness. I'm all for it, forgiveness, but never forgetting things. But not only did he just do this to these girls, he went and he threatened their family. Like he didn't just make some awful mistake, he literally went and tried to put fear in people. And for someone to think that this is not something that he wouldn't do again, you must be far mistaken. So, Terrence, with that being said, what do you think?
Sorry, guys. I had to pause for the calls and I had to fix something on my end. But going back on the subject of what El Sweets was talking about, I'm in agreement with her. I do believe in forgiveness, and I do believe that, like, your stuff in your past. That's kind of like some mental stuff, though. What he was doing mentally, something mentally wrong, and for you to then. Now, quick question, Sweets. Was this when he got older, or at the same
No,
age?
this just happened.
Oh, so he's
This just
17
like this is
currently.
currently going on now.
Okay, so he's 17 currently. I thought it was something from the past or something. But
No, I want because some people like to say, "Well, he's a minor."
nah,
Miss me with that.
that's some mental stuff right there. Because if you look at it from the perspective of where he's at in his age, and there's no excuse for that. And then for you to threaten their family, they're like, do you know family members I know be like, they will take you off this earth? It's like, hold on, let me get this straight. You raped my daughter, and now you want to come over here and threaten me? Ah, nah. I know the kind of man I am. I'm taking you off this earth. I'm taking you off this earth. This is facts. I'm not playing. So, like, cause I'm not with the nonsense. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, for you to sit there and then have the nerve to threaten the family. Do you know how some families are? I can't speak for every other family, but I know my family, we ain't about them threats. You'll have some people come and see you for real. It's like, hold up. You did this to my child, and not only is nothing going to happen to you, you get some, because this BS of a law, you get to go on with your life. And then you have on top of that, you got the nerve to come over here and think you're going to threaten me? I can't speak for every other family, but I know me as a family man, somebody would be missing. You know what I'm saying? Somebody going to end up
Of
missing.
course. I mean, the whole thing, like not even just the threatening of the family. I'm worried about what the victims had to endure. These two girls had to endure such a horrible thing being done to them. And the person that did it, the justice is going to be some freaking community service.
That's crazy.
It just shows how much they overlook the severity of what SA does to people. And there's so many time and time again that we are hearing all these stories about how you guys will let literally pedophiles and rapists get away with their acts, getting community service, getting probation, getting a couple years here, and you can get the suspension of your record. You don't even have to register type foolishness. But then someone can have a little bag of a little bit of little green stuff. Y'all ready to lock them up and throw away the key. You got people, there is a woman right now who is facing, I forgot how many years in prison because she used her food stamps to make baked goods.
And that's ridiculous.
But y'all letting someone who took two of his classmates, rape them, sodomize them, beat them, I mean, almost killed them, get away with it. And then they wonder why we have so many crazy mass shootings. Why we have so many of these people getting away with thinking it's comfortable. But then again, look who our president is.
Mm-hmm.
People still in denial about that man being on that list. They still in denial that he has something to do with it. And all they do is deflect.
And you
Always gotta
know,
blame someone else but the real people. I
and,
don't, and like I've said several times, honey, Clinton on there, Clinton can be on there, take him down. But this ain't about that. I digress. The whole thing is about these women need justice. So, like I said, I'm gonna keep saying his name. I don't care how old he is. Yes, I will say Jesse Mack Butler. Your voice needs to ring volumes because apparently your records are going to show within a couple years that you didn't do any of these horrendous acts. But we will not forget. We will not. What do you think?
I believe that, yeah, saying this man's name and getting it out there is the best thing to do. And don't let it be forgotten because laws, as y'all see, are not fair to especially these young ladies. And for a lot of victims that have been essayed and what have you, the law barely protects them. And it's sad that it doesn't protect victims like that because in their heart, they're like, we, they're dealing with this from a mental and heartfelt, like they felt like they weren't protected and nobody was taking care of them. Not even the law that's supposed to be there to protect and serve
Mm-hmm.
everybody did not protect these little girls.
Mm-hmm.
And to have that severity, all I know is this. If I was their parents, best believe somebody would have ended up missing. Somebody would have came up missing. I was like, you're not going to do all of this to my kids. Then on top of that, threaten us, the family? Nah. I would keep my eye out, sir. I would keep my eye out and take heed
Really.
because
But it's one thing I can say from what I've gathered from it is that you have people who they're making it known. They're,
mhm,
they're, they're speaking out, they're protesting, they're following all the proper measures that should be involved in this situation. Because all it takes is for one of them to get away with it, they continues to get away with it. And see, they glorify one of the most biggest ones currently right now. So with that said, you know, I mean, we just had freaking Terry, not what's his name? Ted Cruz? Ted Cruz, right? That idiot. Anyway, he's behind talking about we need to stop harassing um pedophiles. Like stop focusing on that. Who says that? Who says that we do not need to get these sick scum away from the general population when they're doing some of these horrendous acts to their victims. I mean, it's crazy work. It's just crazy work. But this is the America that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I am going to keep saying it. I ain't going to forget it. And I hope every woman come across him when they hear his name, they know what he did. Forever. I hope it is a stain on him that can't be removed. Like a birthmark on your face, it will be seen to do what he did.
Absolutely. Because based on what L Sweet said, this should not be something that we take for granted or just allow to let slide. Because the fun fact is, I heard that the orange guy is gonna, as y'all notice, I don't say this dude's name because he doesn't deserve any more power than he already has. The orange guy is gonna pardon Diddy. So we shall see what happens with that. And we all know what that case was about. But like Sweet said, this is the times that we live in. It's sad but true. But she also said in the last podcast last episode, she says that thing will swing back. And when it does, it's gonna be vicious. And I believe for situations like this, it will swing back. But this should not be overlooked. This should not be something that's accepted. And these little girls should never feel ashamed of what happened to them. They should let it be known and let their voices be heard. Because the law's not going to do anything for you. Sometimes y'all have to do it for yourselves. And the more you let people know, the more it spreads. So even if the law says it, people will know. And it will be like a scar he cannot hide.
And I agree. And it's just crazy how a lot of things that happened years ago that was hid behind closed doors is all in our face now. You know, even him talking about, talks about Ghislaine Maxwell and pardoning her. I mean, it speaks volumes to how guilty some people are because you willing to let people who have been proven found guilty in a court of law for those actions have witnesses, victims speaking out against it, and you have the audacity to say, "Oh, I'm going to pardon them."
That's a spit in their face.
I haven't heard about the Diddy one, but I mean, I know the Ghislaine one. I mean, I saw the video clip when he made that statement. So it's just sad. And I feel for them. My heart goes out for those victims and any other victim out there to horrendous things of those manners. It's not fair. And we, the people, have to use our voice. We
Mm-hmm.
have to use our voice when it comes to this crookedness, and bringing attention to it is the key thing in this whole shebang. But
Absolutely.
that's pretty much all I have in it. Like I said, Jesse Mack Butler is his name. And that's it.
And for everybody out there, please, um, to the parents, I want to say, check in on your kids. Don't be nosy, but check in on them and let them know that, hey, if you need to talk to me about anything, I'm here. Because a lot of things that these girls deal with is that they hold things because they don't believe their parents will believe them, which is why a lot of things are not done. They hold it because they're given this facade by the community and law that somehow was their fault. But I will be the first to say it's not your fault. And you should not have to suffer for this. And for the parents, like I said, just check on your kids, man. I know they're getting older and they're getting mature and they're getting to the part where they're being secretive, but check on your kids.
Yes. And with that said, this has been another episode of the Artist and Thinker podcast.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.